Welcome to Cat the Minion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. This is a relationship love reading. This is coming out around the time of the full moon in March. In Virgo, the worm moon on the 18th, but that's just sort of a stamp to distinguish it from other readings. It's basically whenever you hit it is when it's for. I was gonna do a Magnificent 7 spread like I did for the zodiac signs, and then I realized that I had 2 decks out instead of 1, so I guess I'm doing a Triptych Door instead. So I've got this Blessed V deck by Lucy Cavendish for the center, and then I've got the Lover's Oracle here. I did clear and shuffle them already. I'll get them a little bit more, like, scared to shuffle these because I got a chunk out of my finger from the Sharpies while I was working on my Angel deck, my Angel Oracle deck. I'm like 13 or 14% done with it. I think I've got 9 panels out of 48 done, so it's getting there. It just takes a while. It takes about 3 hours per card, and I've got some other stuff going on right now. Hoping to get it done sooner than later, not have it sitting around for another few years like my unfinished painting that's always in the middle of the room getting dusty. Okay. The center. I'm going to check the camera focus after I get these cards out. I also wrecked my thumbnail just before I turned the camera in because I had to change the battery. I managed to jam my thumb down into the power strip when I plugged in the battery charger, so that was fun. Not quite. Okay, there we go. I hate it when I see the card because then it makes me feel like I'm gonna have an opinion about it before I'm ready. Come on. Alright. Camera. Oh, it's my tripod sucks ass. Okay. Alright. The Star Wars angle here. No. No socket tripod. There we go. That's a little better. Alright. Alright, so I have wait, and then I have time. I think it's, I don't know if it's the Chambers Brothers or what, but there's a song from the 70s called Time, and that's what popped into my head when I saw that. So this says wait, which makes me think of, is that the Supremes? It's like stop, think it over. Stop. Think it over. Can't remember the rest of the song right now. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. Sort of a dark and brooding energy. It's more of a dream quality. It's giving me that Piscean energy that's been floating around. Trees. This is very subconscious for me. It's like growth that's happening in the subconscious that's like hitting the consciousness ceiling but not coming through all the way. It's like, ooh, but what if? And then it's just like, it's sort of like putting your dreams on hold. But it's sort of like the plant's gonna break through the concrete when it's ready. The glass ceiling. Time, you are trying too hard, give it time. Again, this is this idea of like not forcing it to, like not forcing the breach, the manifestation until it's ready. Like if you take your souffle out of the oven too soon, it's gonna fall. So here's another tree. And these upper chakra activations. It's like, it makes me think of this one method that I've heard described of like how they built the pyramids, where they designed them fully in like upper dimensional worlds. Like it was a thought form that became more and more detailed until every single aspect of it was finalized, and then it descended into the earth dimension. Right? It existed as a thought form, and then it just kind of congealed out of thin air. And that's kind of what's happening here. It's like a timing thing. When the moon is in the 7th house and all that stuff. A blessing to lift sadness. Number 30. Okay. So this looks like, oh, I'm sad because nothing's happening. It's a similar color. And we see a moth here, which makes me think of transformation, but it's at night. And we have this subconscious thing here. Like when I wake up and the reality that I've seen in my dreams that I've been working on isn't there, I am very sad. It's like I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to come out in the daylight. But there's a transformative energy. So I'm going to go for the bottoms of the deck here. So if I take this and flip it over. Forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. This is what I'm talking about. It's like if you think the worst and your dreams are always resulting on like the worst case scenario, that's sort of what's going to manifest. Sometimes it's about holding an energy, but sometimes it's more about staying focused on what your ultimate goal is. Here it could be, I mean, this is supposed to be about a relationship. It doesn't always have to be, but we're definitely trying to find a balance between masculine and feminine energy in order to achieve manifestational growth. And it's some of this is the idea of like sort of forgiving yourself for being sad. Because these look very similar. This is something that's sort of an astral realm thing. This is the subconscious. This is, might be, I'm daydreaming. You know, did I do something wrong in the past? Did I do something wrong in my past life? That kind of, like why are my stars not aligning? It's like, forgive me for being human and not being able to hold the vision all the time. Oh, I was supposed to get the bottom of the deck and I started shuffling. Let's get the bottom of the deck. A blessing on your intuition. This is the exact same thing. Look at this. This is like the same person who's come out in the daytime. They're still wearing the blanket. But now they've got a crystal ball. And there's an owl there. Okay. This is like, in the subconscious, you have the dreams. When you're in your waking life, you can't seem to maintain the vision, but you just have to sort of go by sense of smell. Right? That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays mean pinball. This 8 can be strength or justice. Here I feel like it's more justice because it gives me this idea of it's like the sword or the scroll. I'm waiting for the full information to come through. I'm waiting for the vision. Like, I've got my own back. So essentially this is like the timing aspect of it is sort of waiting for, it's like waiting to remember your dream, basically. There isn't really anything lost here. It's like my plant is sick and I've been nurturing it, but at a certain point all you can do is stick it in the sunlight and hope for the best and see if it'll open up again. That's essentially what's happening here. It's basically a daybreak kind of energy. I know that's not that much information, but it is essentially like, I just heard hold my beer. There's this idea, it's not like necessarily that you have to like forgive somebody this or forgive somebody that. It's, I don't want to focus on the, you did this to me, I did this to me, I did this to you, and so on. It's, I didn't mean to do that while I was unconscious, in a state of unconsciousness, in a detachment from light, perhaps. I didn't mean to lash out when I was sad. Those are the kind of energies. There's a little bit of an aspect of grounding, but most of this is happening in an altered state. It's astral, it's dream world. It's like I haven't been with my person in the material world, either in this lifetime or in a long time. And it's like there's something on the tip of my brain and I can't quite express it. Like something's gonna happen, but I can't quite see what it is. And I think the energy, even though it's frustrating, is to try to allow it to unfurl. It's like trying too hard to remember your dreams makes them run away faster. It's like trying to relax and be present in the phase of the day that you're in. Like it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. But there's also that energy, at least in the northern hemisphere, of this spring energy of things starting to open up. There's a critical element of daylight here, like physical, literal daylight. And it might have to do with adjusting the circadian rhythm, making adjustments so that you can sleep properly, putting on meditation music and taking a nap. There's something along those lines here that's going to help sort of hold the vision of what the relationship is. And again, there's this idea of release. Like the delay has to do with release of trauma. It might also be good to sit out in sunlight for at least 8 minutes. Which can affect the nervous system, and also this idea of you can affect your circadian rhythm by exposure to light. So those are aspects there too. There's a release, a sort of a depressive, transformative aspect, and there's an idea of flowing between the subconscious, unconsciousness, and the waking world. It's kind of like a third eye activation that needs like sunlight to activate it. And it's like if you're so depressed that you can't and won't leave the house or open the curtains or anything, you're missing out on it. And it's not like, oh, if you're depressed, just go outside and go for a walk. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's some specific activation going on that requires like giving your body a day-night rhythm of some sort. Even if it's just for a little bit. If you want to go back to having, you know, a chaotic sleep cycle, or if you're unable to maintain a pattern sleep cycle, at least try giving yourself one cycle of daytime, nighttime in some form to help kind of ground your subconscious into the material. It's like a hard reset of your nervous system, basically, while the time clock shifts into place. So this is going to help with this relationship in some way. Okay, so that's what's coming on with this worm moon, full moon energy in terms of relationship, or whenever you happen to see this video. All right, so that's it. I'm going to move the camera. That is not the reading that I expected. If you want more love information, I think it was the mutable reading. The mutable signs reading ended up being a love reading. Or you could get any of the readings that I offer, the list of which is down below in the description box. I have a twin flame specific reading. I have a regular relationship reading. There's relationship stuff in the life purpose reading, or, you know, charms or general inquiry could also end up being a love reading. So, that's available. You can email me for that. There's also the same list of readings with little pictures next to it here on the WordPress, and I have a readings for sale sample playlist, which might help you pick which one you want. And then also I have the $9 help me I can't afford a reading, which can be patterned after any other reading. Or if you want to save even more money, you can get instead of adding charms or adding tiles to a reading, you can say, well, just give me tiles or just give me charms, and those are each $7. So that's a little bit of a money saver there to get you what you need, if you're counting the pennies there, like most of us. I've got coloring books to help with that subconscious connection. I've got dark poetry to get into the feels. Got merch and prints and actual art items here to help with zhuzhing up the place and altering the energy in the area a little bit. So we've got a coupon code for Etsy, 3*17. You get 17% off 3 or more items. A lot of my stuff's going to be psychedelic. Some of it's characters and celebrities, which I give a percentage to charity when some of that will actually sell. And if you found this useful or helpful or interesting in some way, consider donating. Energy exchange tip jar. It's PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo, all Cat the Minion. All of this stuff here, social media, email, all of these places to get stuff is in my link tree, linktr.ee/cattheminion. I've got picture version of card of the day on my social media now, so check that out if you're interested. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, check out my playlists tab, and stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.